or put their name.
Whoa, whoa,
Whoa.
you're a little crazy over there. A little energetic.
My fault.
Anyways,
Guest star Oscar here. He's running for mayor.
he is
Would you like
running
to
for mayor.
introduce yourself, Oscar?
What's up, gang? How you doing? I'm Oscar Solomons. Like you said, I am running for mayor, but I also do own Weasel News. If you guys did not know that,
You do Weasel News?
you can check that out at weaselreport.com.
So you kind of do what we do, except like cool. You're like
But
cool.
I write about
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually, you know, see, our shows are in the work in progress, but right now we're fairly new. You know, new thing to the city. It's kind of hard to put their name.
Whoa, whoa,
Whoa.
you're a little crazy over there. A little energetic.
My fault.
A little
I
energetic.
know I'm beautiful. Calm down. Holy
Yeah.
shit. You don't have to get that excited.
Apology.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, you want a joint?
Oh,
You know, I don't smoke. It's not good for the lungs.
It's for the people, though. It's for the people.
That's great, but I
For the
might end up in the hospital, you know.
You might end up in the hospital. Okay, okay.
But yeah, we're the only not-for-profit business in the whole entire city. So we run ads for completely for free. We write articles completely for free. We don't charge anyone at all.
I'm gonna put us out of business.
honestly.
I'll try not to.
You see, well, I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah, we just started. Like this is
yeah.
we're still winging it. We still have no idea what we're doing, but we know we're doing it right.
Hey, you know,
We
it's
had,
fun. As
we had a
long as you can
few-
talk.
Yeah, we had a few sneak peeks of episode 1. People loved it, so we're like, you know, might as well keep going.
Yeah, and they actually gave us a studio.
Yeah.
Because
that's
before we were recording with a green screen outside.
Yeah, it was definitely
So what-
something.
What is it that you guys want to talk about? You know, this is your show. I don't want to steal it now.
Ah, dude, this show is about the guests, man. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to talk about.
You wanna explain what you're running for and your views of the city and what you want to change and all that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, by the time this, you know, probably publishes, the election's over.
Well, we're gonna push it for this
yeah,
week.
we're gonna expedite it. Expedite. It for you.
Shit. All right, that's special. Awesome. Yeah, so voting is today. If you guys did not know, voting ends tomorrow at 11 a.m. CST, I believe, but who knows? Things could be potentially delayed. But yeah, I'm not like, I haven't been here forever.
Right.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm fairly new, but I've learned a lot, and I've talked to a lot of people, and so far everything's been great. I think Amense is a great city. You know,
It is.
perhaps if someone's watching this, or you're not even in the city, fly in, check it out.
It is entirely possible because we upload it to the big YouTube stratosphere, you know.
Yeah.
It is entirely possible that somebody might watch this who is not actually in city.
Yeah, absolutely. A little background about me and why I decided to run for mayor.
Right.
Every city I've typically been in, I've been in DOJ. This is the first city where I've actually really conducted Weasel News. I think information's extremely important, and I don't think people should put a price on information. So that's mainly why I started Weasel News. I thought it was, you know, something pretty cool. It's something very different. Typically, when you get a job, you know, it could be at a mechanic shop or a restaurant. But Weasel News, you have the ability to, you know, go out, explore, you know, take new pictures, talk to new people, write about different things.
Right.
So it gives you that freedom and flexibility that other jobs can't really do.
Right. That's a good point. Like we're kind of just doing this like it was kind of like a fun thing
Yeah.
because me and her just talk and complain about things all day anyways. So we're like,
Yeah.
why not just make
Hey.
it public?
People love drama.
Right. Don't you
Wait till
worry.
You see the first episode.
The first
Woo!
episode I had to cut a lot because things were
Really?
said.
Yeah, my fiance. Let's just say he loves to talk and he's not afraid to say what he
Right.
wants.
Bro literally
But,
went down the gang list. He went down the gang list and said, "Yeah, these ones suck. This one's great. These guys suck. Screw these
Yeah.
guys." And I was like,
But we
"Okay, I
had
gotta
to-
cut
we
all
had
of
to
this."
cut that out because yeah, that would have been.
Except for the Saints. Fuck the Saints.
Are they even here anymore?
That's staying in. Fuck the Saints.
You know,
Anyways.
I do find it quite interesting though, especially with the influx of people that we've been having.
Crazy, right?
It seems to be. It's crazy, but it's great.
Oh yeah,
But it's quite
no-
interesting.
No complaints.
Because so many of them are creating their own organizations and gangs.
It's
It's
like,
like
super
what-
quickly too. It's like rapid.
extremely. It's. I've seen every color in the rainbow, and even colors that are not even in the rainbow. I've seen flags with the colors of tan. You know, I've seen black a million times, orange,
Oh my God.
pink, green, blue, navy blue, sky blue.
Yeah, they start getting
red.
shades.
It's crazy.
If
at
you're
this
colorblind,
point.
you're fucked.
Yes.
Like,
you are.
like me, because I'm like, is that the blue gang? Is that purple?
And it's
Who's
kind of
that?
bad because I honestly I can't even remember the names of all of them. I just say the color. But then the issue
Yeah.
comes down to like, oh shit, you know, multiple people are wearing this color.
it's the blue gang. Which one? I don't fucking know.
I
It's
don't know, one
blue.
of them.
One of
I
them.
like yeah.
The
you know what I
shade?
mean, it's difficult.
Mm.
Do we have purple? No, we don't have purple anymore. do we?
Purple is the Saints, but I don't think they're here anymore.
So, from my knowledge, I heard the Saints actually disbanded.
Yep.
Well, the leadership. I don't know if we're allowed to say this, but the leadership has been passed around a few times, but nobody wants it because they've caused so much trouble. They've started too much beef that no one knows how to handle it to de-escalate.
And like nobody wants to deal with them, and nobody wants to take
Yeah.
ownership of like that
Right.
type of situation. Because why would you? You're getting dealt like basically a company. Like it's like if you got a company that was like actively on fire, and they're like, "Here's the key. Go ahead."
Yeah.
You know, I don't get me wrong. You know, there's a lot of gangs and organizations and MCs, etc., etc., etc. Fuck it, even militias, if you want to call them that.
Right. I didn't
But
even
to
know we
me,
had
everyone
those,
is the same here. We're all citizens, and we all want the same thing, and that's just a great
Yeah.
city.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately, though, with like the new influx of people, unfortunately, from what I've observed, there's been some shitters coming in.
Really?
Yeah, they're the Dannies will like to run around and cause
Havoc.
yes, that's
Yeah.
the right word I'm looking for.
Well, don't worry. Like the gangs here, they put people in their place pretty quick. And the people who can't take it leave, and the people who do, we're like, oh, okay, and then they stay,
Yeah.
and then it turns into something nice, which is great. It's what needs to happen.
See,
Absolutely.
I'm friends with a lot of the gangs here, a lot of their higher ups, and they're definitely trying to get a leash on all these new gangs who are causing havoc.
Yeah, because the government was like, if you want to gang, you can basically like do it basically without any,
Yeah.
You
type
see,
of-
I like that system because it's giving the people
a chance, right?
a chance to be creative and explore and branch out there. But it's just the fact that it happened so quick with so
Yeah.
many people. That's what really turned it.
And what's
it's a shit show.
what's really wild is the amount. There's so many different
There's so
ones.
many.
Oh my
So
god!
many. Like I feel like I see a different color every day. I'm like,
Absolutely.
like
I do.
I think I've like seen people getting held up by like I'm like, is that those aren't the Saints? Those aren't these guys.
Have you
These
seen
aren't
the clowns yet?
No, actually, we have. Oh, this is a PSA for everybody. There are a group of individuals. Rockford Records said this in the email. There's a group of individuals. One is a zombie. I'm pretty sure. Your fiance Ivy.
Yeah, we don't. Anyways.
There's a guy. There's a guy who met. He met one of them. He acts like a zombie, and I guess they're going around capturing people and torturing them. So watch out for those guys. It's like a group of 4 individuals. I'll flash a picture up on screen in the edit to show everybody. But watch out for these men. They are
Wait,
considered highly
wait.
dangerous.
Do you know the name of him? Is it just one particular
There's
person?
one is named Harvey.
Yeah, one's
My God.
Harvey, I believe.
So the disclaimer. There's already 2 articles written about Harvey.
Oh,
I've talked to Harvey's friend, I believe his name was, his close friends, and they came all the way from Liberty City. The backstory about Harvey is all on the Weasel News website. But
Oh,
from
wow.
my knowledge, I don't have it in front of me, but from what I can recall, Harvey was friends with this person. I won't say their name out of respect,
Right.
But they were friends with this person, and you know they saw Harvey started, you know, going downhill. Best way to put it. Harvey was sentenced to a mental institution. More of the story is he escaped the mental institution and killed 7 people.
Oh, cool.
So Harvey, from my knowledge, is apparently wanted for murder.
Oh, cool.
But hey, look, I don't know. Harvey's a very interesting guy. If you see him in the city, you might want to be careful.
Yeah, I don't think that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Everybody have a PSA about Harvey and that little gang or group of misfits that he has, because they're a rowdy bunch. I've heard.
Yeah.
So to make it all the way to the point where people are like actively like, "Hey, watch out!" You gotta have a name for yourself pretty quick. That's crazy. Um, but yeah, just watch out.
It's crazy. I wonder if actually the guy that told me about him, I wonder if he's in city. I think it'd be very cool if I could call him actually right now.
There you go. Put him on speaker.
Let's see if he's in city. Let me find his number.
I'm pretty sure probably the mayor has like a mayor candidate probably has a shit ton of numbers in his phone.
I have over 100. Alright, I found it. No, he's not in the city right now.
Okay.
Interesting.
What was it?
Very
I
interesting.
got a bunch of numbers like the first day I was here, just trying to make connections to everybody.
Yeah.
Half of the time when people call me, I'm like, who the fuck is this?
You know, believe it or not, actually, on my first day, I was actually about to leave forever
What?
Oh.
and find a new city. I had the car with me, and this is at the time when 508 towing was in the city. I had the car with me. I bought it. It was like the cheapest thing I could possibly find,
Hasbo.
and that, yeah,
Yep.
I don't even remember. I don't remember what it cost. I think I just gave it away to someone eventually, but I bought it, and I don't even know what it was, but I wasn't even parked illegally. I was parked on the side of the street, and some guy with like a yellow and black T-shirt, whatever it said, and it had 508 on it, and he told my car, and he said, you know, I have to pick it up at the depot, and I said, all right, whatever, because it was around Legion Square. I'll just run down there really quick. And I get there, and I don't know if it was an accident or if it was on purpose, but I didn't know at the time. But I got charged a $20,000 fee. to get my car back.
20,000?
$20,000.
It was supposed to be 2,000.
So right, I don't know if it was an extra zero on there or what that was, but I paid $20,000, and to me that was, you know, at the time a lot
That's
of money.
outrageous.
That's a lot of
yeah,
money.
That
So
is.
I was very upset, and I was about to just fly out for good, with all honesty, because it just put a disgusting taste in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stick around a little bit. If I have another bad incident, I think I'm just gonna leave.
Right.
So I went down to a bean machine, and that's where I met Kat. Kat's the owner of Bean Machine, wonderful lady.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I don't think I've
you know,
ever
I
met
told
her.
her my situation. Kat gave me some free meals, enough to last for a day or two, and on top of it, she gave me $100,000.
Holy
said, you know,
fuck.
take the $100,000, go buy you a brand new car, and I still have the car to this day. I bought a Comet, painted
have
it
a
a nice
Comet.
bright blue, and that was my first ever like biggest purchase. But Kat gave me $100,000, and she told me to keep the change, and you know I always remember that. That was probably like the nice thing I've ever someone has ever
really
done for me.
nice.
That's really nice. We
And
had
with-
a guy. Oh, I'm sorry. If you're still going, my bad.
Yeah, that's all good. And with that car, after I immediately bought it, and then I was telling her I was taking her, and she's like, "Hey, you know the customizations are on you. I'm not paying for that shit." And I was like, "No, that's fine, that's fine." So I went down to LSE, and that's where the second person I have ever run into the city, Joey Sands. Down at LSE, all I wanted was the windows to be tinted. That's it. Uh, Instead of Joey just doing that and charging me, Joey he maxed out the car.
That's
He gave me
fucking
a
sick.
full upgrade with everything and anything I wanted, and he paid for it.
That's crazy.
That's really cool.
That's
That's
and that's
awesome.
why like on
Yeah.
Weasel News, since day one the website has been published, Los Santos Customs, has always been on the website. Even Bean Machine. They both. If you scroll down, you'll see it, and they're both on there.
That's
I'll
sick.
never take it off unless they explicitly tell me to. But
Mhm.
I have much respect for those two businesses.
No,
because of
that's
those
amazing.
concerns. And that's
Yeah.
why anytime I get my car repaired, I go to LSC.
Nice. That's
But
awesome.
That's my story about me flying in.
I think me and Ivy, we have a similar thing. We had this guy, Curtis. Fuck you, Curtis.
Fuck you, Curtis.
But we came in and we were asking around for things. This is when I had like a little ASBO like you did, and he's like, he like went to the dealership and bought both of us brand new cars, and it was like one of the best cars that you could have like starting out, and he's like, yeah, just give us materials and give me materials back and you'll be fine. We never gave him back the materials. I think Ivy gave him a little bit, but
No, that's
Yeah, I gave him
that's a
a
little
little.
fucked.
I gave him.
I mean, he doesn't care because I asked him, I'm like, hey, I can get you those materials. He's like, I don't give a fuck. He's like, I really don't care.
Yeah.
But Curtis is a good guy, but fuck you, Curtis.
It's an inside joke.
It's an
just
inside
wanna point that out
joke.
Again.
We pointed out, Curtis is a really good guy. It's
He's
just
a
a
really
running,
good guy.
it's just a running
Yeah.
gag. Everybody says
So-
fuck you, Curtis. If
And
you,
there was a 508 advertisement, and at the end of that advertisement, they said "fuck you, Curtis," because they had that for him for some reason, and that's where it started.
Very interesting. Now
Yeah.
I'm curious because you guys probably have been here longer than me.
maybe.
What do you think are some issues in the city in your perspective?
We touched on that in the first episode.
It's
I
mostly,
don't know if I can
you
say
know,
it. Can I
don't
say
know
it now? I
don't
mean, I
know
put it
if-
in the
if
first
you
one, right?
would- I mean, we could brush up on it if you want. Go for it.
So basically, I'm unhappy with the street level. The government has lowered the street level of selling my marijuana. I like to sell some marijuana
Oh,
from
no.
time to time, and street value has drastically been diminished. I was getting a bunch of money, and now I'm getting very, very substantially less money, which is kind of a pain, because it's like a good way to make money in the city, for new people flying in. You know, it's like the first thing you do, that you learn about, that you figure out, besides like selling mats and stuff. Because believe me or not, I have made a shit ton of money selling mats. I sell mats all the time. It's like my main source of income besides marijuana. But now it's like there's like honestly there's like little to no point to do it because you don't get as much as a return, and it's just like you spend a lot of time
Yeah.
and get very little.
You get to spend time and money to grow, and you
Mhm.
get half as much as she used to.
Right.
Now, I don't condone any illegal activities. It's
Of
just
course.
a
Of course, I get it.
disclaimer,
I get it.
because I know people will go after me.
Yeah.
I don't claim any illegal activities, but I will say on top of it, if I was in your guys' position, or if I was anyone else that, dabbles into that, I think at that point as well, it's not even, not on top of it, not only worth, the time and the money that goes into it, but it's also not worth the crime sentencing.
Right.
If you get
Yeah.
caught.
You get caught with that shit. It's a hefty fine and a long sentence.
So a little idea that I proposed to people before, and a lot of people like the idea. For some reason, in the city, it's legal to smoke marijuana.
Yup.
right? But it's illegal to sell marijuana.
Yup.
And
Preach it.
unfortunately, there's only one business in the city that
Right.
sells marijuana. That's,
Mhm.
I guess, legalized. I guess you could say, and that's Puff
Yeah.
Puff Pass.
Right.
Now I think everyone wants in the city Puff Puff Pass to be open more, but unfortunately they're not as open as people would like them to be. I know I talked with the owner and he said they're trying, and they're offering the maximum benefits to get more employees in to open it, but I guess no one's really pushing for it.
I mean, it's just it's a hard thing for people to in time zones, just to like fly in at that time. So I understand it not being open as much. I can forgive that. It's just the price is like really pissing me off. But anyways, keep going what you're saying.
Well, you see, in my opinion, there's a couple businesses in the city that can be deemed as a monopoly. 508 was one of them, but they're no longer here. Thankfully, honestly, thankfully for that.
Yeah. So
I have
wait.
a solution to weed.
Oh,
I'd
you
like
do.
to hear.
Okay. Yes, I would love to see it.
So I think this is great. A lot of people like the idea. I think I'm the only candidate that actually has talked about this and supported this idea. But if I was the mayor, I would pass some form of legislation where we can actually grant marijuana dealers license to people. Now,
Oh, okay.
Now that's a good idea.
Not only can this motivate Puff Puff Pass to actually open their doors more, because now they have some type of form of competition.
Right.
But it's going to legalize, certain people to sell weed, and it's great for them because now this gives them, that entrepreneur ability. Setting up a stand, and selling up your weed, and possibly, down the road, that could potentially help you get a building of your own.
Right.
As long as
I
they
love
see
that.
you,
That's a great idea.
promoting yourself and trying to create a business, I don't see why not. They wouldn't throw down a building for you, but obviously that's above my pay grade.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just think, if we actually came and supported something like that, I think it would help everyone out a lot. It's creating new businesses, it's creating new jobs for people, and it's just helping, grow the economy overall.
I do like that. And the thing is, with, like you said, with Puff Puff, having competition, it's not even like that would necessarily wouldn't be competition either, because Puff Puff is the only place
They have
that
the
you
biggest
can.
advantage.
Oh, I know that, but it's still gonna be a lot more money for them because now you got all these people doing the legal side of it, and they need to grow it, right? So they need fertilizer, and Puff Puff Pass is the only place that sells fertilizer. Only place.
That can be changed easily.
I'm just saying, like, if we wanted it so that like, people could run their stands just selling weed and not fertilizer, like they can still make a killing on fertilizer, which it wouldn't put them out of business. So it's not just like singling out that business; it's also helping them in a way.
That's an easy fix though. We can selling a bag of dirt shouldn't be only at one place. So I think that's an easy fix, and we can start selling bag of dirts at other locations, or possibly at
Not fertilizer,
certain
just bag
store.
o' dirt.
Yeah,
Bag-
a bag
bag
of
of dirt.
dirt. They shouldn't. That doesn't make any sense to me. So I feel like down the road, if I do get into office and I can actually make this happen, I think we should be able to sell bag of dirts everywhere.
Now,
come on now.
On another subject, you mentioned how 508 towing is gone, right?
Mhm.
Why was that? What happened? Well,
So what I've been told, and I don't know how factual this is, but what I've been told is that before they even left the city, 508 was actually about to get raided by PD. A lot of people agree that
Oh.
508 wasn't necessarily a business; they're more of a gang, if anything.
oh wow.
So apparently, from what my birdies told me, is that 508 was stashing away drugs and Class 3 firearms.
What?
So they left just in time before PD actually went down there and raided everything.
That's crazy.
And I know the main reason why Dale Tony left, and honestly, I'm kind of happy that he left because the way he carried himself, in my opinion, was fucking disgusting. At the debate, the city debate down at the theater that DOJ hosted, I was unfortunately 45 minutes late, and
Oh, boy.
I told everyone this that I was going to be late days in advance because I had nightmares on this particular day.
Yep.
I told them, I'll get there as quick as I can, but I have some stuff to attend to. Can you guys push an hour later because it was at 12 p.m. Eastern. That's kind
Yeah.
of like a rough spot.
Mm-hmm.
So Dale Tony got tired of waiting for like 15 or 30 minutes, whatever it was, and him and his buddies fucking left. They threw a bitch fit in the emails, and they left, and they posted a big announcement in their personal email chain and saying how this is factual, by the way. You guys can go read this by yourself about how the city's always delaying, they can't ever get anything done, and whatever. And he said the main reason that they were all leaving is because of that debate at a certain time. More of the story, he threw a bitch fit and he left. I mean, which I'm kind of glad he did, because someone like that in office with that type of power, and you know what I mean, he can't get his way, and that happens. That's just,
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
good.
that's
So-
a bad taste.
So is that towing place just like for everyone now? Like, what is that?
So, from my knowledge, PD, for instance, if your car gets depoted, You just now have to call PD, and PD will take it out.
Mm-hmm.
From my knowledge, there is like 2 or 3 people trying to start up a towing side of things. I believe Benny's is trying to do something towing related. Don't quote me on that though. I think they are. I know someone in my phone number here. His name is Scott, I believe. Yeah, Scott. He has a company called Scott's Towing. A great guy. I actually called them once or twice for his services. He's an EX. I don't know what he was. I think he was a supervisor in 508 towing.
Oh, nice.
But now he's starting his own towing business, and I believe someone else is as well. But I haven't really seen them around the city. But from my knowledge, as of right now, Scott's Towing is the only confirmed one that I've seen that's currently doing towing.
Huh.
But
Interesting.
someone else is trying to get up there.
I didn't know if it was like a public thing where people could get the job of towing and do their own thing, or what was going on
You
there.
know, I think it honestly should be.
Right.
I don't.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't think a towing job should be, like a private business. I think they should just be opened up to the whole entire community.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Just
I
make
will.
that a city job.
I will say this. I scrap cars a lot at the scrapyard, I talk to Ivan a lot. Which is the guy you talk to for scrapping cars. It's totally legal, by the way. It's a thing. It's totally legal. But you need like 2 people to do it. Because someone needs to drop you off at the car. You need to drive the car back, then you scrap it. Then you need to get back in the car. And there's been a lot of times where I want to do it solo, and I just can't, And if I had a tow truck, and I had the towing business, I could do that, and also take calls at the same time. You could do both things.
Yeah, that would be really convenient.
It would be very convenient for a lot of people and help people, because making money in the city, it's pretty hard. Like, if you don't know what you're doing and you don't have like a lot of friends and
Especially if you're trying to stay on the legal side of things, it
Yes.
can be pretty difficult.
it's pretty difficult. And then you need to apply for a job at
But
one of the
I know
places.
it's not too difficult to get a job at businesses here,
No.
but you have to like put in a lot of hours to get the bonuses to actually be making money.
Yeah, and that's a lot of people, they just want to fly
Yeah.
in for a couple hours and then
Yeah.
fly out because they physically can't. They got a lot of nightmares,
Yeah, they just don't have the time to do so.
Yeah, so if putting that to like regular like people being able to do that, it'll open up a lot more opportunities for a lot of people. I personally think that's the best course of action, but again, I'm not a mayor, and you are running for mayor, so there we go.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think a lot of people are, not interested in the idea of just making that a citywide job. But I know there's a new recurring issues when it does come to scrapping, and I know Joey Sands expressed this on Birthing as well as to me personally. A lot of the new citizens flying in are actually going down to the scrapyard, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can sell some of these materials to mechanic shops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
pretty much.
really how you
That's,
make money from
that's
that.
yeah, that's how you make
So-
money for it.
So Joey was telling me we have some of these new people coming in, and I don't know if they're selling it to a particular organization or they're just trying to sell it to businesses, but their asking amount is like far off the chain. Like they're asking for triple, quadruple the price of what these materials typically sell for.
Right.
So essentially they're placing a hold on these businesses, to kind of force them to their demands. But the consequences with that, people aren't quite understanding, is that when you do that, mechanic shops are just simply either not going to repair your car anymore, or they're just going to have to raise their prices way, way above the normal amount.
Right.
Yeah.
To counter these prices. So I had a conversation with Mr. Francois, pretty cool guy. He actually gave me an idea of a certain business that he's trying to start, and he has some associates where perhaps someone just needs to own the scrapyard, if that makes sense. Now it's open to the public, right?
Mhm.
But it's just going to be. I think he explained to me like with some type of gate or something, and they just have to come and open and close the gate. But something about privatizing the scrapyard, and I don't think he's in city. I would love to call him, but I don't think he's in city right now. Different time zones. But it was something along the lines of that too, possibly privatizing the business and I gave him the idea, and even others too. I think it'd be very unique to see some type of logistical company in the city, and it'd be very smart for a particular company to go down and collect these materials, and then start actually supplying these businesses based on a contract,
Right.
on an agreed amount. Um,
Well,
but yeah,
the
that's one
way
issue I heard.
the way I've always done it is that every when you sell the stuff, right? You have these materials. The shop is going to give you the price, and it's a fair price. Like you make a good amount
Yeah,
of
you
money.
make a really good amount of money.
Really good amount of money. Like I think I made actually I can pull up my phone and I can give you an exact number of how much I got from my last one. I made $148,000. That's
Wow.
what I made. And that was like I don't know, maybe no, it was about 2 hours worth of work. That's it. And it's not hard. And like I don't even. They asked me like, what price would you like? And I go whatever you want. I'm like whatever your price is. Like that's the way
Yeah.
that's the way it should be done. You should not be the one running the prices. The person you're selling it to should run the prices because they're the ones that need it. You don't need it. You have no need for these materials. So just don't be a douchebag and just go by their prices. It's not that hard.
I'm absolutely. I just think some of these newer people, they try taking advantage of these businesses, and they don't realize the repercussions when they try doing that. You know.
Right. I think people like that. I think there's they got to really. I think the auto shop should like jot down what their name is, figure out what it is, and then maybe just like not serve them until they come up with they're able to be like an actual like go along with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a possibility.
They need like a
To
blacklist.
discretion, of course.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, I agree.
big old blacklist. Because that to privatize it, I don't know if I could not. To me, that doesn't seem like the best move. Because then it puts a lot of new players off of doing this shit.
Yeah,
But
absolutely, and it could be deemed as a monopoly as well.
yeah, and then also, like, I know for a fact there will be times, like you said, unlocking a gate and doing that stuff. There's gonna be times when there's nobody there to unlock that gate and people need to make money.
Yep.
Like, and that's like the only time they can make money, so they're gonna get outraged. They're gonna get upset, and I think that'll just lead to a lot of headaches. But I think what needs to happen is we need to just. I think people just need to know that they don't control the price, and I think that's up to the mechanic shops to deal with it how they want to. I mean, whether you stop serving them or you ban them for what I think it's just like you should just ban them until they comply with what they're saying because they're never gonna get that price anywhere else. So they're
Yeah.
gonna have to cave. So that's my opinion, though. I won't go on a rant.
It's all good.
What are your thoughts on Mango, the dog?
I'm so confused on what these random accusations are about me quote unquote abusing a dog. I can call Esco
Oh.
right now. It's for some reason someone's trying to stir something up and saying that I'm uh bullying Mango or some random shit.
I love
And a lot of
Mango.
them don't realize too, like this is Esco's green. That's his dog. I don't know if you guys know who Esco is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we know
Esco.
Esco.
But I
He's
don't
actually a
know,
really
man.
good guy. I love Esco.
I don't have anything. I really don't even
I think
know
if
Mango
you
like that. You know what I mean?
were hurting his dog, he would have already had you taken care of,
No,
if you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
We've already discussed it, and he said honestly, it's like the same bullshit. I'm just ignoring it. But,
Yeah, don't give him
I'm just-
attention because
No.
that's
I'm
what they're
just
wanting.
confused.
It's
you know?
just-
It's just like
All it is it's just slander. They're just trying to get
Yeah,
you.
They're
just trying to make you
badmouth your
like
name.
yeah.
the past 4 or 5 days, especially when it came down to like voting days, dude, I don't know what it is. I've had, supporters from different candidates call me, start talking shit. Apparently, there's an investigation right now between all the candidates about possible death threats or something. I don't know. It's been some crazy shit happening. Whether it's people calling me, just talking shit. I've had
Right.
one guy said he's gonna kill me. Just a lot of crazy accusations going on. And honestly, I'm just ready to wrap this election, ready to wrap this election over,
I mean,
or
we'll
wrap it up already.
we'll see
Yeah,
how
I
it
feel
goes.
you.
It should be an interesting one. I
Yeah,
know
absolutely.
I know Bubba Sanchez had like advertising everywhere.
Yeah.
The man was going crazy. Like every parking lot, every business had Bubba Sanchez for mayor. It was nuts. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Statistically speaking, more people know him. There's a higher
Yeah.
possibility that he could win. Um, I know it's either down to me or Bubba. When it comes to DOJ knowledge and experience, in my personal opinion, I think I have that, and that's
Mhm.
something perhaps he does lack.
Right.
In my opinion, I think Bubba's hilarious. He's a super
Yeah.
respectable guy. I've even told him this personally. Um, I just think when it comes down, because at the end of the day, people can agree with this or not. When it comes down to actually fixing things, it comes down to that pen and paper. It
Yeah.
depends of what laws you can actually change. I get it. Anyone can talk with, these with these with these people, whatever the issues are, it may be, whether it's EMS or PD or DOJ or even just the gangs in the city. Anyone can talk, but it's just a matter of what you can actually put down and legislate.
For sure.
I think overall, no matter who wins, I feel like they're gonna do a solid job. Really,
I
the
hope so.
biggest thing on why I wanted to win is because, and I think everyone will agree with me on this. Whoever wins mayor first, they lay the foundations and principles out for all the future mayors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
True.
if they're a shit mayor the first time, I can honestly, I hope the next one isn't shit. But in my opinion, I feel like the next ones could be pretty shit because it just sets the standards for everyone. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I was
that's
trying
just what
to
worries me.
I was trying to be in DOJ for a while. I actually got to the point where they're like, going to give me an interview and stuff like that. But that never came to be. Like nobody ever reached out to me and stuff. So I kind of just said, screw it. You know.
Yep.
Um,
Absolutely.
That's just how it goes. So now we're here, which is great. I love it here. It's pretty fun doing my own thing.
And the thing with that is he wasn't trying to be rude or disrespectful with it. Like he was emailing, and if we happened to see someone who we knew was connected to DOJ in city, we'd say something. But people, they were like getting mad. They're like, you should only reach out in emails. Don't reach out to me in city, which I totally get if people are blowing you up. But if you're
Who in
not
particular?
answering in emails, I'm not sure who it was. It was on Birdie somewhere.
But the
Interesting.
funny thing is that they would say reach out in emails. Then
But they don't reach back.
no, that's the best thing is that they go, oh, call us in city. Then you go back, then you call them in city, and they go reach out in emails, and they go in emails and they reach out in city. It's like, dude, what do you want me to do? So I got upset with it, and I was like, screw this. I'm just gonna do my own thing for a while and see what happens.
Because he had good plans and the good
Tons
like,
of good
scenarios
plans.
planned out and everything, but they just wouldn't reach out. And like, what are you gonna do?
And I've been DOJ in past cities, so like I know how it goes. I know how to be a public defendant. I know how to do all that stuff. I know how to write cases. Like I know how to do all those things. So I had the experience, and it's just like it was very aggravating to just like be kind of just like put in the trash can and be like, yeah, no.
DOJ, out of every city I've been in, I've been DOJ. Like I said, this is the first city I'm actually doing Weasel News.
Right.
Now, from my experience and from what I've seen, DOJ is in shambles. I get it. They're trying to build it up. They're trying their hardest. Apparently, it has gotten better. This is what I've been told by other people.
It looks
and
better.
from DOJ. But I know they're lacking a lot of things right now. I know they recently just hired a new judge. I guess the DOJ board, aka the Chief Justice, I guess all those roles are temporary.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things internally that doesn't make any sense to me. If anyone has DOJ knowledge, you're gonna get where I'm coming from because it genuinely it doesn't make any sense.
It was just
PD right
weird.
now has the ability to sign off on their own warrants, and they can execute search and seizures at any moment.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's
Which-
That's
not
not how that works.
that's not how
It-
that goes.
It
You have to
doesn't
reach out
work
to
at
a
all.
lawyer.
And
Yeah.
not a lawyer. It's a judge.
Oh yeah,
The
a
judge has to
judge.
sign
Yeah,
off
a
on the
judge
warrant
has to.
that
That's
they
what I
sign.
meant to say. My bad.
And no, I'm not talking at my ass. I can show you guys right now 2 documents where it has signatures from cops only
Yeah.
for these warrants. So it doesn't make any sense. I think PD right now has way too much power as it is when it comes down to certain things. Even like yesterday, I wanted to submit a FOIA, also known as a Freedom of Information Act. Anyone can do this, at least, well, not
Yeah.
in this city.
Yeah,
Anyone
no.
can do this, but
Not
for
this one.
instance, like let's say you had an incident, right, and there's a police report about it. You can submit this Freedom of Information Act to the PD or DOJ. I don't know how they are going to set it up here, and they have to give you that report.
Right.
There's no yes and no about this, as long as it's not like some crazy shit on what you're trying to obtain, but as long as like about you, 9 out of 10 of the times you can get this report. Well, in this city, you need to hire a lawyer, and then you have to go to a judge to get your Freedom of Information Act.
That's
Which-
crazy.
It doesn't make any sense. And you guys have the tools. You guys can go online and you can research how it is. The
Right.
process is very fucking simple.
It is.
But in this city, it doesn't make any sense the way it's working. I just think
100%
PD
agree.
right now, I understand too. PD, from what I've been told, it has gotten better. I don't know if that's true or not, because like I said, I haven't been in the city long enough to even make that decision.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing. They need a new driving school because they fucking suck at driving. They're the worst drivers I've ever seen in my life. The amount of times they have smacked into me on the wrong side of the road at like
Oh, yeah.
Mach 10 is ridiculous. And then
Yep.
they don't even say sorry. They just keep going. They just don't even like acknowledge that you were there. Like, oh, must have hit something, and then left. Like, meanwhile, my
is-
car is screwed. Like,
Zero accountability in PD right now.
I know.
Zero. There's
Zero.
none. I personally have been hit on the side of the road from cops chasing someone 4 times. One of them I've actually made a complaint where apparently they documented it, but it never got reached out back to, by the way. So that's
Yeah.
kind
Of course
gone.
not.
Of course
But
not.
the issue is, and like you said, it comes down to like, maybe if they pulled over and they explained to me, or even called me later, or if I could even just get information about this whole thing a day or two later, I'd probably be fine. But this is what happens when they don't do those things. Then the public gets mad. They start tweeting about it, and then guess what? It's a fucking lawsuit against PD.
Yeah.
My thing is, especially to the newer citizens, if that happens with them, guess what? If they're really fucked up, now they have to go to the hospital. Now
Right.
they have to pay that. And then if they have some type of-
$2,000.
Yep. Well, who knows? Let's say something crazy happened. Now they have to take medication,
Oh yeah.
or now
Yeah,
they
yeah.
got broken bones, or now they're paralyzed.
Now they're in a wheelchair.
It's absolutely it's a even a bigger case. It gets crazier.
It's just
And
it's
then-
crazy, dude. I don't understand
only
how they can
that-
be this bad.
Now you have to pay the repair costs. to the
Oh, yeah.
mechanic to fix
Yeah.
your car. So you're just getting double fucked. That's
Right.
what I like to call it.
Double fucked.
So I don't
DP.
I don't get it. Honestly, I do agree. I've even said this publicly multiple times. I believe personally, twice a month, PD needs to get together and have a mandatory training course with each other.
They're
Just
so
a
bad.
simple
Yeah,
refresher.
yeah.
Driving skills, shooting skills, de-escalation skills. It's just I feel like there's a lot of officers that don't. I don't know. They just have that certain mentality, or maybe they're just not up to date and they're not knowledgeable. I've even talked with some other officers. You can go on LOA on PD, and you can come back 6 months later and
Nothing
you
happened.
got yeah, you know what I mean? Like different policies, different guidelines, and they don't. Hey, it's like, hey, you gotta pull you to the side, and we gotta show you this and that. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like you just get thrown right back into it.
And
And I don't know if that's because they're lacking PD so bad right now. They just need the numbers as it is. But I don't think people understand that. Fuck quantity. People want quality.
Exactly.
me and Ivy in past cities have been cops. We've been cops before. And the level of like professionalism that you need and should have as a cop is very large.
It's very
Like
low.
you
Yeah,
are
here.
supposed it's very low here, but you are
Yeah, here,
supposed
very large,
to
very large.
yeah, you are supposed to be the example for the people.
Yeah.
That is what you're supposed to be. And if you're the example for the people is running into me at Mach 9 and just running away and not acting like anything happened, then that's a terrible example.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
because that just leads like people, they think PD's a joke. They're like, oh, like that. What the fuck?
What
Someone's shooting.
Somebody's shooting outside.
about that?
The irony of it is when I tried calling PD, like the first time ever when they hit my car, I tried calling PD. They answered. You know what they said?
What?
What?
Sorry, I'm busy. Let me call you back.
You know they're gonna call you back.
I'm gonna call you back.
And that was it. I never got called back.
I'm gonna call you back. Yeah, right. What number?
But it's just like there's no accountability with PD, and there's such a big W mentality. And I get it. Not everything goes down the PD. It does come down to also the civilian aspect of how they're treating the PD, and it comes down to the gang aspect and what they're doing to the PD.
Well,
I think everyone wants the same thing. Everyone
listen,
just wants a normal traffic stop. You know what I mean? But a lot of people are just pulling off the cops and
if the
just making a
gang,
big scenario.
the thing is, the gangs are getting away with what they're doing because the PD is so shit. If the
Yeah.
PD was good, they wouldn't get away with shit, and they'd actually be like fearful and respect the PD. But because the PD is shit, they don't care. They're just like, oh, I'll just do this. Who cares?
Absolutely.
And
I've gotten told by gang members that they no longer rob stores anymore or rob banks because they get fucking bored from doing it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy. I mean, one, don't
Well,
even rob the place.
listen.
You know, it's like-
Theoretically, theoretically, I know somebody who robbed a store, and they said that like you do it, there's nothing, and they're like in a populated area. It's not like they're out in sandy bumfuck nowhere. They just do it, and there's nobody comes. It's just nobody comes
Yeah.
to these things. Why? Like, it's a big crime. What else are you going to? Like, what else are you
Well,
gonna go to? A
on
gunshot?
top of that, it's the amount of it's the numbers they're lacking. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, police are going to take priority of if they're in a shooting with a criminal. If there's an officer down there, that's their priority at the end of the day.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it comes down to the lack of PD. I know some people have said it has to do with pay. I know EMS right now, like probably if we check in the services app, I don't even know if there's even EMS. Oh, there is.
That's a shocking. That's another thing we should get into.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's another thing we should get into is the EMS is never here. I like you
EMS
guys, but like,
I've
goddamn.
talked to Chief Holly, and I remember at the time, this was like a week or two ago, Holly told me she hired 24 people on board TMS.
Okay, cool, damn.
And no one's active.
No one's
Oh
gonna-
wow, that's
You
crazy.
see,
Because it's their pay. How much
Yeah.
they're getting paid. PMS is not making shit right now. When you first started out at EMS, take a guess how much you make.
1,000.
Nope.
How much?
less or more?
Less.
Oh my
What?
god, dude. That's the
Jesus.
lower end that I was going for.
EMS, when you first start working at the EMS, you make $750.
Oh my fucking god, dude. Come
You
on.
get paid more at local businesses. I mean, you start off at
And then-
500, but
And then when you get bumped up to an EMT, which is 2 ranks away, it's $1250.
Oh dude,
What?
that should be like 3 to 5K, somewhere around there, dude. Like, that's crazy.
In my opinion, EMS should be the highest paid people in the whole
yeah,
entire.
No,
they have
that-
to deal with the law, and it
Yeah.
would also motivate them to actually be around because
Yeah.
so many times we've been stranded
Yeah.
because no
Yeah,
one
you're
shows up
fucked.
to help us.
I don't
especially
even
because
I don't even scream
No.
for help anymore. I know it's not going to
PD
come.
will ram you. You fly out your car. You're stranded in the middle of the road until
Yeah, cuz they
you
don't
know.
fucking help you. They just go
Yeah.
away. Like, oh, I hit that guy. Sucks to be him. Got to go.
And shout out to Holly. I get it. She's trying everything she can do, and I know she
Yeah.
told me that she's giving them the max amount of bonuses that she can give them. But it's just not cutting it for some. Like you might as well just you can do construction.
Yeah.
Construction will just pay you more money than that.
Yeah, and that should not be the case.
So I get it. Like EMS people that work EMS, typically their main priority is not about the money. It's about the passion
Yeah.
of the job. But it comes
You
down
still
to, like,
need to make
fuck,
money.
Can I afford food?
Yeah. Like,
know?
food's expensive. You got to be able to like at least afford that. Like, and you should definitely afford more. There's people that like to be EMS and also have like a nice car and everything like that and a nice
Absolutely.
house. Like, they don't want to just be EMS, which is totally understandable. Like, why wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
I say defund the police and put that shit in the EMS.
Yes.
Fun fact, actually, even if you clock in 10, 15, 30 hours into PD
Mhm.
doesn't get bonuses.
Damn.
Wow.
Yep,
Yeah, they really need that needs to be all
I've,
restructured.
I've talked to Sakura on why she doesn't give out bonuses, but I didn't get an exact clear answer. Every single officer, guaranteed, if you call PD right now, if you say, "Hey, do you think you should get a bonus?" all of them are gonna say yes. I don't know why it's not in place already. Perhaps maybe because they're constantly getting sued so fucking much, and they can't allocate the funds to even pay their officers more, which is very
Well,
unfortunate to say.
they really need to sit down and restructure the whole PD system, make it run better, and then maybe they can actually make some money. You know?
I am
Yeah.
the only candidate that has told people not only do I believe there needs to be election for mayor, but I also believe there needs to be election for the sheriff's office, chief
Yeah,
of police, and the commissioner.
No,
I
100%.
agree. I agree.
Because they're like something needs to change because it's ridiculous. Like
Yep.
I can't take PD seriously. There's never EMS. EMS? Did I say that right?
There.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yes.
there is. I've noticed this one sweet girl who's always
No,
there. at
she's
the
always
box.
there.
I love her. So sweet, but she has to stay there. She can't go out to help because she's the only EMS active.
Yeah, so she
what
has
I've
to
been
get people
told
coming
by
through the
that
door.
too is that when I've been told by this by EMS. I don't know exactly what they said. I don't remember the exact amount, but what I've been told, you get paid more if you're out in the streets patrolling. But if you're sitting at the actual hospital, you get paid less because you're not going anywhere. You're not moving, so you
Yeah.
get paid less.
I mean, I guess
So
that makes sense, but still, you need people to clock in.
absolutely, what I'm getting at
Yeah.
though, that poor lady that's sitting at the hospital, she's technically taking a pay cut because she's sitting there.
Yeah.
Right. But she's just doing her job, and that should just not be the
Yeah.
way that it goes.
But she
I-
should have some co-workers to help her out. It's
Yeah,
always just her.
There shouldn't be a
Like I said,
one-man
it
army of
comes down-
EMS.
It comes down to pay. It comes
Yeah.
down to pay.
Yeah,
I get it,
100%.
but my other soul did apply, get accepted, but never got an interview.
That's
emailed me for
another
an
problem
interview.
too.
Never emailed me back.
Right.
Interesting.
That's another
And I
problem
was
too.
doing it for fun, not for pay. That's why I have a whole nother soul for it, because I'm just trying to help the city, trying to help EMS.
Cause EMS it's a fun job. It is a very fun
is.
job.
It is. It's
very
a rewarding
fulfilling.
career.
You're always like everybody is always happy to see you when you're in EMS because you're helping people.
Yeah.
If you're a cop, however, fuck you guys. You all suck. But anyways,
Truthfully, if I'm ever in the shit, because a lot of people try killing me sometimes. If I'm ever in the shit,
right.
honestly, I can try calling PD. One, they won't answer. On top of it, I actually am more scared of PD coming to the scene. Sometimes I wish I could just call that fucking gang. Honestly, just help me out.
Dude, I
It's
do.
That bad in my
I
Yeah.
fucking do.
That's if we need help,
It's-
that's
we-
not
it's
gonna lie.
pretty
That's what we
bad.
do.
We've been tailed.
'Cause-
You've been tailed a couple times, and you've called a couple people to check on you.
Yeah, I
when
have.
it's
I definitely.
happening.
I won't give out names, obviously, but I have a
Right.
few friends, a few family members, and I rather call them because I know they're gonna actually help and not just give me shit like PD would if they actually showed up.
Yeah, PD would be like, or who's the one at fault, and then they like it's just not.
There is, in summary for PD, lack of accountability, big W mentality, lack of leadership, and then sure, I guess I'll just add that on this ad or add this on there, but lack of pay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of issues with PD. I don't know how it's gonna go down with the other candidates if they win, what they're gonna do with PD, if they're even going to bother and do anything with PD.
I hope so.
But like I said, I have a lot of DOJ experience. I have a lot of PD experience as well. No, I'm not saying I'm an op. Disclaimer. I'm not an op.
Yeah, we don't
But,
take ops in here. What the fuck?
I look, man.
Yeah, we
PD
don't
is just interesting. I know I almost got, I got threatened to get arrested yesterday when I was down at the city hall.
Right.
That was fucking interesting, and they were in a complete power trip because yeah, they wanted me to leave city hall, but I wasn't even doing anything.
Yeah, that's like a
criminal
public
related.
place.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You can't, as long as like you're not obstructing, hindering anyone from conducting their business or overall just disorderly conduct,
Yeah.
causing a scene. You can't ask them to leave. You can't
Yeah.
because that's where their tax dollars go to. It's like you standing on the sidewalk and say, "Hey, you can't stand on that piece of concrete there." You know what I mean?
That belongs to me.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
actually insane.
Yeah, it's stupid.
That shit was funny to me. I was pretty much in summary forced to leave. I get it. The officer at that scene was trying to do their job, but that shit that made me a little livid. Honestly, that made me just want
Yeah.
to
Dude,
apply and join DOJ and see if I can do something about it because that was crazy.
I walked up to a bank, had no idea it was being robbed because there's one cop across the street, and I was like, oh, I guess there's a cop across the street. Had his lights on. Maybe he was just finishing up a traffic stop. And
Yeah.
I was walking in, and I see a guy with a gun to his head with another guy. So it's being robbed. Like, oh fuck, I gotta leave. And then the cop is screaming at me, leave, 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 like a 5-year-old. And I'm like,
Yep.
dude, where is your professionalism? You could just be like, sir, leave the area. This is a robbery. You gotta leave the area. Like, that's how you handle that scene, not screaming like a 10-year-old.
Exactly. In every other city I've been in, they've always been like, I'm sorry, but you really have to leave the area. It's for your own safety. That it's being robbed. I don't want anything to happen to you.
Right.
But it's like he was just screaming. I was
He
like,
just-
for what?
I'm
I
like
think-
screwing at him, and
think
I
what
told
they
him
don't-
something. I was like, fuck
I
you.
think what they don't understand either, because with like me with Weasel News, I need to get a shot. You know what I mean? I
Right.
need to get a picture of it, see what's
Yeah.
actually happening on. I need to document it, even though I'm well more far enough. They want to come up to me and like try blocking the camera, or just try threatening me to leave because I'm obstructing them. But it's like, dude, on top of it, I have a press pass. You want my press pass?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
can you please let me do my job? This is going out to the city. I'm trying to do something nice here for everyone in the city. I don't know if you guys seen the website or not.
No, I
but
definitely gotta
you
check it
should-
out
I
now,
have
though.
not,
You
but
should-
definitely want to
You
check
should,
it out. Yeah.
You should check it out. Again, it's weaselreport.com.
That's
I'll
sick.
even send you guys a link personally in a message. But
Yes,
yeah, it's
sir.
an
Yeah.
actual developed website. I try and post articles as soon as I can, or as often as I can. But with this whole election stuff, I've been really busy,
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I try getting information on there. I think it's a great resource, especially to the new
For
citizens
sure.
just flying in. They have the ability to click on the website and they can read history about this particular business or person, scenario, court case, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Everything's there.
Right. That's yeah. I definitely am gonna check it
Yeah.
out as soon as this is over.
We'll
Which-
definitely put the link up on the screen so people can go check it out.
Oh, thanks. You're gonna make me do that, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I'm putting you to work.
I guess
Yeah.
so, man.
Any last questions for me though?
Um,
Before we wrap this up?
I think we covered a lot. Do you have anything else you'd like to say? You want to do a little outro or anything?
Absolutely.
okay, here we
um,
go.
Vote Oscar for mayor. I am with the people. You've heard me speak. Vote Oscar for mayor ends tomorrow at 11 CST. You better not cut this shit out, by the way.
I'm not.
We will.
And
I just
also
had to
check
get a
out,
good camera angle.
check out weaselreport.com.
Yes, sir. I'll put
we're
it
a
up on
not-for-profit
screen.
business in the city. If you guys ever want to run ads or an article about something, just reach out to me. I got you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, of
completely for free.
course.
Let's
We'll
do
definitely
it.
And,
reach out, get the podcast word out there.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is going to be an interesting day as long as the city is on time, of course.
Yep.
Of
We'll announce who won mayor.
Yeah.
The only issue that I have, and I'm very concerned, is voter fraud. I
Yep.
feel like there's going to be a lot of
Yeah.
cousins,
Oh,
for
I
a
didn't even
Oh,
think about
That's
that.
a good.
and
Yeah.
Wow.
that's what I'm very
Good
concerned
point.
about. I've told them they should do any emails. I think it would be a lot safer and it's a lot more clear about who is who. But
Mm.
I mean, they said there's no way you can do it and you can only vote once and whatnot. And they're tracking down everyone, preventing to make sure it's this. This is actually just one soul. But I like guys. I don't know how it's gonna be. If you see an
find out.
absurd amount of numbers on someone particular tomorrow, yeah, hashtag shit was rigged.